Paintball nerd.
Today's guest on Paintball Nerds Media Mogul interview started playing paintball in 2003. In 2011, he started A Place for Things. In 2020, he started Bunker to Bunker. He makes films for Ghost Sports and the NXL. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show, Dylan Fout.
Whoa! Everybody's going wild. You hear him? Thanks for having me.
You can edit in some crowd noise if you like.
I actually am going to do that. Video is all about sound effects. Shout out to Virgil.
So, Dylan, how'd you get into paintball?
Man, Greg Hastings Paintball, the video game. And then there was this program on Fox Sports Net. I forget what it was called. Paintball 2 Extreme. And I was in Chicago, so it was like a channel we got in the basic package. And man, that show was so good. It gave you something to look forward to weekly. It told like stories about the players. It like showed the products in a really cool way. It made you want to play paintball, like kind of like how HK does it now. But yeah, that's what opened my eyes to like, oh, this is a sport, like a really competitive one at that, you know?
So you and your buddies were just going out and playing in the woods and like, did you go to paintball stores or did you have access to gear?
We didn't go to paintball stores. Well, actually we did. We went to Action Village. It was like an hour and a half away. We had a really cool mom in our group. We had many cool moms in our group, but shout out to Tammy Barrera. She drove us all the way down to Action Village, and we got to see like, oh damn, this is all these paintball markers, like in real life, stuff you would just see scrolling PB Nations, like BSTs, like dreaming. Like you got to window shop, which is like a really cool thing. And shout out to anybody who has a store, because man, that's like one really good way to get a kid like obsessed. And we were obsessed, but we kind of got phased out of the sport because there was nowhere close to us where we could fill up like our CO2 tanks. So like a day of paintball for us looked like, I don't know, some days when it was cold, like only like 300 shots, you know, like our tanks are done. And it's like, oh, that sucks, you know? So
yeah. Cool. So how'd you get into paintball media? Let's start with A Place for Things, because that was first. So tell us about that journey.
Yeah. Well, long story short, The Place for Things like started as a music blog where I wrote articles, kind of like what you do, before video was popular, I guess. It was like you just wrote an article about a song and hoped the artist read it. And that turned into me making music videos. And I made that kind of like my career. It still is my career outside of paintball. And eventually I just got fed up with the music video system, et cetera, politics, blah, blah, blah. And I found paintball. Somebody who had watched my music videos, his name is Ian Friedman. He owns Hype headbands. Check him out. He really cool paintball products. He makes them himself. He's an artist. Definitely has a great shocker collection too. He commented on a video, and then we started following each other, and I'm seeing him post paintball all the time. I'm like, wow, I should try to play paintball now. I'm like kind of like an adult. I don't have to worry about my CO2 tanks anymore. Like they've figured out the problems. The sport looks cool. So he hooked me up, man. Like he got me a Geo 3.5 and like all the gear I needed to like go out and play for like $350. And he came and picked me up, took me to Doodlebug Sports, and I was like, wow, I love playing this, but I'm seeing people filming there. I'm like, oh shit, I film too. Like maybe I should try this. And it took a lot of people there to convince me to do it. Jake Blackstaff, Danny Court. These are people who like put the camera on your face or put the camera on these people, tell these stories. And that eventually led to The Place for Things becoming a paintball channel, Bunker to Bunker. It's a series telling paintball stories, you know?
Interesting. Yeah. So I love what you do, because you take clips and audio and put it into a story that keeps the watcher engaged. Like I just before we hopped on here, I was watching Patty Gleason's segment that you did with him, and I could tell that you were cutting audio and cutting clips and putting them together in a way that's just like keeping you like intrigued on what he's going to say next. And I think for people that try and make, like, I obviously make video in a very a rudimentary format, and I have audio in a rudimentary format. It's just we say it and it gets, it goes on the internet. But taking raw footage and putting music behind it and cutting into certain clips while there's voices happening and action happening on the screen, I don't think people understand how much effort goes into actually editing video, editing audio, and making it something that's visually pleasing.
Oh yeah, I mean, I know they don't. It's a part of the magic of film, man. Like, good editing is something that you really don't see. You feel, and the thing about that Patty video that you mentioned, which is my favorite video so far, um, it's like, well, he's an incredible subject, man. This is like a really good person who has overcame incredible obstacles to get to where he's at the professional level. And
Mm,
so it kind of starts with that. Like, is your subject entertaining? Or entertaining is probably not the right word, even though it needs to be entertaining. Are they interesting? Are they genuine? Are they
yeah,
authentic? And he is all of those things in spades, you know? So
yeah,
the story already tells itself. Now, the difficult thing is, yeah, there's a lot of manual labor that like people don't really um, understand if they don't make films. I think, like, especially even like a photographer, um, like, it's not the same. I am a photographer, and like I promise you, it's not the same workload involved. Like,
mm,
most people show up, like, think that like you're filming the video and then the job's done when the video is done being filmed. And man, that's like less than half the battle. It's not, it's like 30% maybe is the
yeah,
filming. The rest of it comes together in the edit. And I'm I'm like, I love the process of editing, and I think that editors deserve to be like on the same pedestal as like a director, even, because like, I mean, I edit my own stuff, and I'm like, damn, this director kind of sucks. Thankfully, this editor is pretty good. Like, you can really
well,
tell it's
dude,
hard.
I've seen your timelines, dude. I've seen the timelines, and I'm talking about, for people who don't know what a timeline is in the context of video editing. You've got a timeline that has video. You've got photos that you can place along that timeline, and then there's audio that you place along that timeline, and you plug in different parts of audio too. So the end result is this looks exactly like a timeline with little different colored blocks, and those different colored blocks are video, audio, and photos. And man, I see your timelines, and they're just like insane. Like, there's just tons of content in them, and they're like little pieces, like all next to each other. So I know it's like, I know that that's definitely tedious work.
Yeah, man, you're gassing me up, so I'm smiling, but thank you. Yeah, it really is. Like, I mean, shout out to editors, like, and Paintball has had some incredible editors, and they still do. Like, I really love the idea of long form, and even the Patty Gleason video, it's like 6 minutes. So, like,
Yeah.
long form compared to people who make reels, but it's really
Mm.
not long form. Like, it's not like 20 minutes. It's not 30 minutes. It's not an hour like 15 or Heroes for a Day. Those are more than an hour.
Yeah.
Those are fucking movies. Can I swear?
Oh yeah.
All right, cool. Because I
Let it
swear.
go.
All right. Fuck, fuck, fuck. Um, those are movies, and I think it's really important that editors get like paid adequately, which, like, I mean, I think they do, to be honest.
Mhm.
Hopefully, I do. I think, for editing. Um, so shout out to Go Sports and Darren. But yeah,
Speaking of, how did Bunker to Bunker lead to a role at Go Sports in the NXL and making videos for them?
well, I don't actually know the official way, but like, you think about it, like, as the, because man, I said I was going to work for Go Sports when I started Bunker to Bunker. You can, like, I could probably look through text messages with Ian, who helped me get my gun, my marker. And
Manifest destiny.
yeah, yes, and I absolutely believe in that. And apart from your question, like, I love that Paintball believes in that for the most part. Like Hormesis,
Yeah.
like, there's people who they just think different, and I really respect and admire shit like that. But I believe, like, when I look back and at it, I try to piece the puzzle together. Like, how do I work for Go Sports? I think Darren might have just saw some episodes of Bunker to Bunker, and or someone shared it and it pops on his timeline and he watches it because honestly, Darren has his eyes open and he also has his ears open. So like I tell Darren about people, like I have friends that work the broadcast now that are like paintball fit film guys, and like one guy, whatever. I don't want to. They're awesome people, and it's like cool. Darren's got his eyes and ears open, so I would say like if you
You can
did,
shout people out because
yeah,
Verbal shouted you out. So
right,
it's like
man.
don't be afraid to put some people on.
Oh, dude, I really want to, and at the end of our episode, I think that'd be a great like way to finish off because
Sure.
there are angels out there in paintball, and I really want. I would love to talk about them, but and especially verbal. Like, man, this laptop is courtesy of Brian Wolf.
Wow.
Like, yeah, yeah, truly, like such a good guy, man. Um, my lens. Um, Darren sends me hard drives. Like, dude, there's people out there. Paintball Fit, uh, JD, dude. Just be a good person. Show up when you can, and when you do make work for these people, you make your videos for yourself. You should be making videos for yourself. And if you do that, like, and they end up being pretty good, and people, I don't know, like them and enjoy them, like, there's people out there that'll help you do everything, and it's incredible. It really
Yeah.
is. So that's
Paintball's
how I
already
think
a great
it
community,
was.
you know?
Yeah, man,
And
and it's great what you do. You put a light onto people that I've never heard of. Not in like not that they're nobodies. It's just like there's people from generations of paintball that I don't know anything about. The
mhm.
and it's really cool to watch their stuff and hear their stories too. So shout out to you being a video editor and a filmmaker as well.
Editor's a very strong word to use. So,
Yeah.
I would love to. I'd love to get on the level that you're doing at some point. I shouldn't say I'd love to. I should just say I'm going to. Right? Use that kind of language. So I'm going to get to the level at some point, Dylan, where these paintball nerd videos have a little bit more production value. Um, but let me share something with you. Like the intro graphic, it's a sound of an autococker back block going back. Like so, the paintball nerd like
Yeah.
pops on the screen and it goes. That's the sound. If you hold the bolt on autococker and shoot it, and the cocking rod goes forward, when you
Yeah.
pull the trigger in, it's just the back block. That's all that moves. So that's what that sound is. And
I
then I
love that.
did paintball nerd. Like I just did
Yeah.
that voice.
And you're making
So
cartoons and shit.
well, okay, so that's what led to it. So and I made that on Canva, like which is like probably like the most basic thing that you can.
I
And
disagree.
Darren's told me like Darren's like you got to use DaVinci, and I'm like I don't know how to use
Fucking
DaVinci, you
Darren.
know.
Fucking Darren with Da Vinci. They call him Da Vinci Darren in the streets.
Dude, and I tried to use DaVinci. I uploaded video, and like all the lighting is all messed up. Like it doesn't recognize iPhone lighting, which is the camera that I use. So I gave it a go, Darren. If you're watching this, I gave it a go, and it didn't work out for me.
He is right though. Da Vinci is superior.
Yeah,
It's free. If you are looking to get into videos, for anybody out there, download Da Vinci. It is a pro ed, like people are making movies on it,
it's
just like they're
amazing.
making movies in anything, but it's free. Try it.
It's just like I to the untrained eye, I'm looking at Adobe Premiere, which costs money, and DaVinci, and I'm like, they're this. I mean, they got the same hard stuff to do, like they're both pretty complex programs.
Yeah,
So I have DaVinci. I just still got to train myself to use it.
well,
But
the hardest
you
part is
mentioned the
showing up.
cartoons. Exactly. Our hardest part showing up. But you mentioned the cartoons, and that's when I really learned about editing because I had to put in like, and for those that use iMovie, which is another super basic editing tool, and it's like I'm dragging in like little sounds of like doors opening. I got to put them at the right time on the timeline. And this is basically still animation. They're a series of
Mhm.
photographs. So it just made me have such a huge respect for what you do because you're doing this with live videos. You're doing it with people speaking. So, I mean, what new and exciting things are you working on?
Always working on something new, man. I make so many videos, not just like paintball videos, which honestly, man, I got a vault of some videos that I need to put on YouTube that are really cool, man. Like things that I'm still watching, and I made them like 4 months ago, and for
Mm,
whatever reason, I just don't really care about posting videos. Like I care about making them. So like I don't know,
yeah.
I gotta get over that. It's like it's not imposter syndrome. But it's like mm,
Are they
post your
paintball related or something else?
yeah, like they're paintball related. They're bunker to bunker episodes. They're at Paintball Fit, which is the field of dreams as far as I'm concerned. It's going to be difficult to convince me otherwise, but I'm open to that conversation. Um, it's just a special place, and
Yeah.
it's a very media friendly place too. So like if you are a media person who is interested in filming paintball and making money off filming paintball, they have more tournaments than any other field I'm aware of. Maybe that's not true, but like I don't think it is. They have so many different kinds, and they're all throughout the year, and people that play there are willing to send you 20, 30, $50, or there's teams that are willing to pay you $100, $200, I don't know, name your price, and they might pay
Mm,
it if your work is good. But like, that's a really good way to get in. I didn't really take advantage of that in the way that I should have, but it is a reality, and like, it is a place that is looking to help grow the game in like a way outside of just like on the field playing paintball. They're like,
yeah.
it's pretty cool. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I know that you're involved there, and Verbal is, and Rye Guy is involved there too, isn't he?
And Yosh Designs, who I think
And
is
Yosh Designs.
extremely underrated, has one. You should really have him on as a guest. I mean, I don't want to tell you what to do, but like, look at his
No,
YouTube
done.
channel. Like,
I
Yosh is
follow him.
a okay, cool, good. That's awesome to hear. Because like, dude, he is. I wish he worked for Ghost Sports, man. Like, he's so good. He's a great business person too. Very smart. Um, just like an asset to the game and an ambassador of the game. And yeah, so there's Venomous Studios, who does work the broadcast for Go Sports now. He films at Paintball Fit. Verbal, who clearly, if you don't know him, get out from under your rock. The goat. Without his charitable efforts, like dude is a fucking beast. He's evolu- revolutionized the media landscape in a lot of different ways. You got Rye Guy Media, who comes here regularly, and he will be here, I think, even more because of his uh, uh, new job with Lone Wolf Paintball, which is absolutely killing the content game and pushing everybody forward, I think, in a positive way.
Yeah,
Um,
raising the bar.
raising the bar, right? You know, like their output is insane. Like they're winning that battle, you know, getting those SEOs. Like YouTube is owned by Google, which is the first largest search engine. YouTube is now the
Mm,
second largest search engine on the internet. Like
yeah.
putting videos out, even if they get 500 views. I was thinking about this the other day. I'm rambling a little bit, but if I put out 100 of my videos and they all get 1,000 views in a year, that's not a lot of views for one video. 1,000. It's kind
Mm,
of like, dang, that feels like a letdown. But I put out 100 of them, now I got 100K views, and that doesn't even account for the exponential growth of releasing 100 pieces of content consistently. So
right.
Lone Wolf does a great job. What was the question?
They definitely do. I'm not sure. I think we're just talking.
That's what I hope. That's what this is. Like I don't know. I don't.
Yeah.
If you were expecting like an interview, people, I ramble. I'm passionate.
Yeah, that's. I mean, we gotta. Sometimes you gotta just gotta fly off the cuff, and you gotta just let loose and let the subject change. You know.
Yeah, Kentucky
But
left-hander, Marky France hit him with the. No, it's one-handed actually. It's even more impressive.
oh, I was asking what new and exciting things you're working on,
Oh yeah. All right. Cool.
and you didn't give me any juicy details.
Well, I don't really have any juicy details. I have wrote a script about paintball though. I guess that yeah. No, I mean, dude, I have so much shit that I'm working on. It's crazy. Like I'm working with this person, Demarcus, who is you might have seen on TikTok. If you're on TikTok like that, he is just like the funniest human ever. And he's an actor, and we're making sketch comedies that we're putting on YouTube, and that's doing really well. Like it looks so cool. It's like he's so funny. Like I don't know, it just feels good to be in the comedy sphere now too. And oh yeah, the movie is it's a paintball movie. It's like it's funny as shit. I think, I don't know, like it's a comedy for sure. Like it's raunchy. It's like
Okay.
smoking cigarettes at the field with your puppy in your hand and a beer and your fucking pod pack. It's like
Oh
that
man.
paintball, but then it's like the spirit of like the Brian Verbals, the Rye guys, these I mean, there's a million of these people, the JDs, who are like helping. Here's help you up. Like it's that, and it's like it's a bunch of dirtbag It's actually this is actually the team it's based on, the unprofessionals. So yeah, Misfits. That's what it's going to be called. It's like loosely based on everyone I've ever met in paintball. So
Yeah.
sorry if you're misrepresented in the movie or exaggerated. But yeah, I would love to film that at Paintball Fit one day. If anybody's interested in, like, I don't know, being a part of that, I envision it in my head as, man, I've never said this shit out loud to anybody really but my roommate, Scott Stewart, who's my favorite paintball player. Uh, but if you guys are interested in like hearing about it, or like being involved in it, man, like it's really good. I think it'd be funny as shit. Like if you've seen Blackballed, it's got Bobby Dukes in it. Like I wrote him in it. Like I want him to show up and be in like the actual character. Like he's gonna be the what's the dude who says if you can dodge a wrench, you could dodge a ball in
I
dodgeball.
don't know.
You never seen
I
that
don't
movie?
know his name. I've definitely seen the movie,
Okay.
but I don't know the actor's name.
Okay. Well, he would be like that type of character in this film. Like I want it to be something that people see, and I want it to be made by filmmakers in paintball. We have so much talent. Um, we have so much equipment. Like one of the biggest hurdles of making a film is having the resources and the equipment to do it. Well, cross that off. We got it. We have the
Yeah.
community where we could crowdsource the money. Like I don't know. I'm just I didn't come on here to pitch a film, but yeah, if you guys are interested in talking about movies and how like paintball needs a movie, like oh, I've pitched Jack Wood in an email one time, like, and I think this is a great paintball film too. It's like it's a story about a group of friends in England who are grown up and they're looking for the first paintball gun ever that they made. They sold it during college. It's a true story, I guess, according to Jack Wood. And they go out and they go on a treasure hunt for the first paintball gun ever. And along that journey, they meet, I don't know, Chris Lasoya gives them a clue when they're in Miami. Like they meet,
Sold.
yeah, you know what I mean? Like it would just be hilarious. Like, yeah, you party with Chris Lasoya, like whatever. Yeah.
I'm down. That sounds great.
Yeah.
So I think that paintball movies, and obviously, you're working on some. I think that is something that I would like to see more of in paintball, um, and not so much not necessarily documentaries. I'm talking about full length movies
Yes.
that are about paintball in some way. Um, so I'd certainly like to see more of that. What would you like to see more of in paintball that we don't currently see?
Outside of like full length narrative films, I would
Yeah,
or short films, like, and I need to take it upon myself to just go out and fucking make it. That's how I actually originally planned to pitch this movie. I almost wish I didn't say it on this, but like I planned to film the opening scene to this film and be like, all right, guys, who wants to make this film? It's the opening scene and it's funny as shit. But
yeah.
I would love to see more of the things that like Dan Napoli made, like Hero. Not he didn't make that, but or like Dirter, or like
Mm,
the things Ryan Moffat would do, long form style. And I think people are starting to realize that, like, well, like these real payouts might not be forever. These like reels, vertical video may not be forever. Horizontal might
mm.
not either. I don't want to assume, but I don't know. The math kind of says that it will be, I think, or history does. I would love to see people put a little bit more time into like just making the best video possible, I guess, really, because I think we're selling ourselves short, even though like we're getting a lot of views on these like moments. I think
Yeah.
Verbal said it really well. It's like negative engagement in a lot of times. Like a viral paintball video is most likely negative engagement. Like read the comments. It's not like positive. Like it's not like, damn, that was a great story about this the best pro
Hmm.
paintball player of all time who quit, gave it up, moved to Bali, came back 6 years later, wins MVP and World Cup. Like that's a story. That,
Yeah.
And I wish we had more of that. It's so hard to make. It's expensive.
Yep.
I think that like another thing I wish paintball had more of is like I wish every team had its own media member. Like you go on APPA,
Definitely.
you see a coach, you see like the other people that are listed on that team. Why is there not a person with a camera listed on that team? Why are we selling ourselves short? Like the sport is so expensive, man. Like invest. There are teams that do it, so I don't want to downgrade them, but like follow their blueprint. Look at Infamous. Do what they're doing. You know, like it's been a little bit since they've won a tournament, right? But like they have a brand that people love, you know, because they put a lot of love into their brand. You know, it, there's a million examples of it, but I wish there was more of that. I think there is a lot of streetwear companies in paintball that I wish there were more of now. Like Welts, my roommate, he plays for Paintball Fit. Like, man, it's a really cool company with like a cool story that could exist outside of paintball. Like, you can wear this shit, and like it doesn't have like a marker on it, a guy getting blasted, which is also cool. But like, no, it looks like fashion, you know, which is like flow. That shit's so cool. I have a flow shirt. I won in a Instagram contest. It was sick. I wish there was some more of that. Enjoy paintball, which I'm giving away to somebody who says, tells me why they enjoy paintball. You know, like, why do you fucking enjoy this game? I don't know. You like getting blasted. You love back massages. You like getting bunkered. Who knows? Giving this away. Thank you so much, Nico Hyde. You are a true angel in paintball, man. Like this dude. First video, this guy's watching on my YouTube channel, and he's commenting, and he's like supportive. You know, like just a good person with a good mission, doing a lot for the game. So yeah, tell me what you guys enjoy about paintball. Coolest story or funniest story gets, I'll mail that shit to you. And
he definitely embodies that slogan, enjoy paintball.
Yes, he does. And
I think that's important.
Yes.
Because paintball is enjoyable.
It's so fucking enjoyable, man. Like it's like laser tag. It's so enjoyable. You know, like every time you play that, no matter how old you are, you have fun. You might not want to go play it, but then you're like, damn, there's a laser tag. You want to try that? It's sick every time.
Yeah.
Paintball is the exact same way. And maybe we're not doing a good enough job of showing that. Like maybe that's why long form to me is so important, because I do think bunker to bunker, it doesn't really focus on paintball a lot. The early videos did, but like my later videos focus on the people, you know, like, and like there's this girl Mulaney at Paintball Fit that will be in my next video. She's a teacher, and she bunkers people. You know what I'm saying? Like she's teaching little kids, and I'm like, yo, how weird is it to like be, I don't know, grading a little kid's paper that fucking sucks, and then you come here and you just like bunker your boyfriend. Like, how cool is that? Like, I wish there was more of that. I'm really excited to see the Heroines documentary. You mentioned that earlier. I'm glad that that's coming. I think the WNXL is going to be what puts paintball on the map.
I think so.
Yeah, like fuck yeah. Dude, look at the demographics of the planet. It's like 50-50. You know, like why are we selling ourselves short? Like, good job to everybody who's involved in that. There's so many people, I'm sure. I don't know them all, but I'm a Dallas Vibe fan. You know, I got all their stuff. I got their socks. They got the coolest socks in paintball. There's a million things I wish there was more of, dude. I wish paintball guns were electronic. I'm glad that it looks like Vulcan is doing something that looks
kind of. You're talking about removing the air tank,
Fuck yeah, fuck that air tank. And maybe it's just like trauma from like being a kid not being able to play paintball because of air. Literally, that's it.
Yeah.
It was air that stopped me from playing that sport. And the police didn't like let us.
And the police.
Yeah, they kind of sucked. The Winter Harbor, Illinois cops are just buttholes. They fucking buttholes, man. Like kids just trying to have fun. We could have been out there ding dong ditching and TPing houses. And that's what we did when they took paintball away from us. We went out and did dumb stuff, blew up mailboxes and porta potties and stuff. So take some lessons, you know, like
paintball's positive.
Paintball is positive. That's what I should have said. But yeah, it is. It really is.
So Dylan, what are you most thankful for that paintball has given you?
Friends.
Yeah,
man, you get to be like 30 years old, and it's hard to make a friend, man. Like a real friend.
for
Like
sure.
you don't really meet them at bars. We all go to bars, and not all of us, but a lot of adults go to bars, man. You're not making lifelong friends there in most cases. You go to a
No.
paintball field, man, and you don't know nobody, you will come out of there with one friend. You'll see the person with a skill level like you who looks just as dorky as you do, and you'll be like, I'm gonna talk to him because and you do it. Like you get out of your, I don't know, your box, your comfort zone.
Yeah.
Paintball's a great way to do that. Like, I'm so thankful for the friends I've made and the family that I have, in many different pockets of paintball. Like, I have a paintball family in Seattle at Doodlebug Sports. I have a paintball family at APC in Denver. It's American Paintball Coliseum. I think it's
Yep.
Coliseum. It's a weird name. 'Cause there's no Coliseum there. Um,
That is weird then.
yeah,
I thought I was picturing a Coliseum in my head.
yeah, exactly. You think there's gonna be some Roman architecture involved? There's none.
Yeah. Ah,
And then
disappointing.
it is disappointing. And I have a paintball family at Paintball Fit, a paintball family at Go Sports. Like, dude, that's I'm really grateful for that. Like, that's one of those intangible things that the game, we all could do a better job at. Like, dude, there's people who are lonely out there. Look at America. There's so many people on antidepressants, and that's okay. Like, we're all sad. Like, we are sad, man. Like, that's what it
Mhm.
says. So, like, putting ourselves in these situations to like being a part of a community, what better place to do it than at a paintball field? You know, like
Totally.
I love I love looking at like NXL when it's like the Russian Legions or Russian Legions playing any American team. And it's like, man, this is a combat sport. And we have Russians playing Americans and they're a family out there. You know, like it's fucking nuts.
Yeah.
Like that is a beautiful thing. Uh,
Yeah.
I'm grateful for that. You know, like it just shows that like, man, we have so much in common, more in common than we have. That it's beautiful. It's beautiful.
Yeah. It is. Awesome. Well, Dylan, dude, thank you so much for your time here. Is there anything that you want to part with for the paintball community?
Yeah, sorry for rambling for 32 minutes straight. No, yeah, thank you. Thank you so fucking much, paintball community. There are so many people out there that have hearts the size of mountains. Um, yes, watch more paintball, share more paintball, play more paintball if you can, and if you can't, go film it. You know, if you have any questions, hit me up. If you are crazy and like videos, you know, go watch Avatar 2. Um, love that shit. I'm so grateful to see my guy James Cameron get his third billion uh, dollar film. It's amazing. Uh, Shout out to Welch Paintball, Paintball Fit, Doodlebug Sports, American Paintball Coliseum. These are great places, great people. Thanks.